Hello, the last round of today's Beijing Grand Slam 2021, yet another Chinese man on my road, Xiang. And it's very simple, I have to win to advance for tomorrow. I don't really have better headlines than that's a question. Special relationship or East European unrest? East European unrest is better, I feel, because it protects against socialist governments followed by direct Italy takeover. Not a great hand, not a terrible one, but a troublesome one. I think I'm spacing decoy because the goal has to wait for blockade. Of course, I'm not protected against cooing Italy. Asiacon, interesting. Oh, he's much better as USSR than as USA. What about me? Not a big difference. I'm poor either side. Fortunately, not good enough. Yeah, 3 was the best roll he could have to not mess up with my plans. Let's go with this first. I know Asia has been scored. I don't really have good coup targets. I'm okay with losing these 2 victory points, but I'm not okay with losing this axis. UN intervention for op. And that's a nuisance because now I don't have good enough cards to play. I need to secure presence in Middle East via Lebanon, and I need to spread to India to secure presence in sub-region in case of Indo-Pakistani war. Blockade for influence, so no longer a threat this turn, so I may get rid of the goal. And hold decolonization. The drawback is that I'm giving him access to Algeria. socialist scoring. So now I guess it's all in for Europe. I want to double over control Italy and to single over control France. To disable, just taking it. With socialist governments or Suez crisis followed by a 4-op card. If Europe comes early enough, I should gain some points. Plus, if it returns on turn 3, it's theoretically possible to have a combo with East European unrest. Of course, provided he gets Comecon and Warsaw Pact. Because in such a case he won't rather play either of them for events. I couldn't really do much better in Middle East. Maybe if he had rolled worse for Italy. That's the past. Let's focus on what's going on here, right now. Right here, right now. He's thinking for a while. I hope it's not another network problem on my side, but it doesn't look like, because I see his clock ticking. On the other hand, I'm playing USA as in the first round. I didn't face any network problems playing USSR. So maybe this is some communist's job against the imperialist internet. Now, 2 victory points on his side, 2 more for military operations, 2 more at stake with space race. Maybe he really doesn't have an easy decision now. Oh, this was certainly a tough decision, because if the other card was unplayable, he had to play this one, but there was no easy choice where to destalinize from. On the other hand, now that Europe is the only missing scoring, I may threaten this. No, So it's worth 10, and even socialist governments or Suez crisis against Great Britain won't drop it below 5, I guess. Okay, below 4. Socialist governments UK, France and West Germany. Still worth. Oh, and I have Marshall Plan to counter this. It's actually worth that I didn't go to Italy and France, because now it's time to do it with the Marshall Plan. And even if I'm purged, this is not a bad hand. Although it's much better to not be purged, because this enables me spacing, and I will probably want to space something. First, let's see what does he do with a coup. Of course, it's pointless to go to Poland before Warsaw Pact. I wish I got Warsaw Pact now, because I could trigger the event first, wait for him to decide, and then go to Poland. But well. Suez crisis would be a nuisance now, but only because it denies me access to Egypt. And of course because I have to decide my Marshall Plan before he decides his Suez crisis. My Marshall decision is quite straightforward, however. Oh no. Not again! And yet again as USA. Coincidental, but Fidel, okay. My Marshall Plan is quite straightforward. I don't really need Canada. All the other influence makes sense. Double over control of Italy. Yes, I know I was saying 5 in Italy is exaggeration, but I was meaning 5-0. I was meaning triple over control. 5-1 is not an exaggeration, although it hurts more when brushword than 4-0. 0-4 and 0-6 are apparently the same, but not if there comes to play. Oh no, 5-year plan. Not when there comes to play like special relationship or coup with tear down this wall. Oh no. But it's my action round now. No point in hoping for... What did you have? 5-year plan? Yes. Korean War, Europe scoring, socialist government control. Three is enough, because he can't play the China card here. Due to his 5-year plan issue. And 4th should go here. Socialist government. Nothing really convenient for him to coup with. The same applies to me, of course. I think risk must be taken with Arab-Israeli war if he coups Colombia. I assume I have 2 cards boosted by containment. Because he's gonna play containment AR5 and 5-year plan discarding Europe scoring AR6. He decided this way instead. Okay. I have Nasser, so probably Arab-Israeli war to Egypt before triggering the event is the risk to be taken. Oh, what to space then? I don't need to hurry with space because he doesn't seem to have cards worth spacing by him. I also can use Romanian abdication for a coup because now that he took East Germany it doesn't matter. What I have to do is to secure Thailand and Pakistan, or at least one of them, before the end of the turn, which means I probably space nothing or space Nasser and play Vietnam revolts to Thailand and Pakistan. Yes, not Thailand, as somebody laughed at me that I used to say. He wrote it as if it was a land of the thigh, the part of the human's body. And then I looked and I realized it's actually pronounced Thailand, as if it was written without H after T. Well, English pronunciation is not the most logical thing in the world. So now, do I want to space? Do I want to trigger Arab-Israeli war for him? I'd like to delay Arab-Israeli war. Mainly because he may have no mill-ups at all. If he doesn't grab them quite soon. But I cannot delay Arab-Israeli war forever. Maybe it's worth spacing it. Playing Vietnam revolts to Thailand and Pakistan. And triggering Nasser, taking Libya first. Assuming he's playing Korean War now. I guess for influence placement. And then containment, giving me one more op for Vietnam revolts. And then 5-year plan discarding Europe scoring. Maybe I could even put one more into Egypt to force him to coup Egypt, or to place more there to control it, making it more vulnerable to Sadat. I must be also ready to counter-coup after his coupping with containment or 5-year plan. The good thing is I can play early Vietnam revolts. It wouldn't surprise me if the Chinese had network issues. All the tournaments would be much easier if the damned Chinese government didn't restrict multiple internet sites and so on. Actually, Chinese Republic government, People Republics of China, because I think Taiwan is the only valid China. Not surprising from a libertarian, I guess. Yes, I think the Chinese politics on market is far better than the European, but the Chinese politics on human rights is far worse, and I'm not saying about human rights to use efforts or resources of other people, because I don't recognize such rights. I'm talking about freedom of speech, for example. Well, I wouldn't like to win this game on time just because my opponent has problems, but I guess this is similar randomness to what can happen. Okay, he could now. So I can as well counter-coup with Arab-Israeli war, because now it's me who don't have military operations. Unfortunately, no drawback except losing Colombia, but I feel walking to Colombia was valid since he had distilled anyway. So Vietnam revolts to Egypt. Spacing Nasser first. Unless he spaces containment, which would be tricky and not that bad. And this is also a very, very valid move, of course. So spacing Nasser, just to... First, Vietnam revolts should be played as late as possible, and second, I'd like to respond to his play rather than let him have the last meaningful play of the turn. Not that I have much choice. I think Thailand, Pakistan is a must. Only the third point is subject to some considerations. Not any longer. Egypt it is. Wait, first let's calculate Asian countries. This is equalized now, so changing mind. This is worth. So let's give up Pakistan to potential China card takeover, because it's vulnerable to Indo-Pakistani war at least. I didn't get it, so he got it, so if I went here, he would as well try it on me. He knows I have defectors. I have Asia scoring. If he triggers in the Pakistani war and wins it, it's crippling. But I'm in a risky mood. He knows I have defectors, but does he know that I know this? He doesn't want Indo-Paki to be defected. Let's go for this one. Successful Indo-Pakistani war is a 12 victory points swing now. Because he dominates Asia, I don't. And he wins a war, but if not now, he would have triggered it later, and he still has some other good headline candidates, like for example captured Nazi scientist, or maybe Red Scare. I don't even remember what was played and what was not. Yeah, he has Red Scare. So if he's in a risky mood, he's probably headlining Red Scare, otherwise he's probably headlining captured Nazi scientist. But I can't see a mood in which he's triggering Indo-Paki. Yeah, scientist. So he wasn't in a risky mood. And he doesn't know I have Europe scoring. He doesn't know about scorings at all, because they all were gone on turns 1 and 2. Socialist he got. He uses it for cooing. Okay, Europe can't get any better, but I can get more flexible, fighting for South America. So it looks like the early war is going to end with a very good score, but not so good map. Decal space race, UN intervention, maybe hold card? Or maybe just denying Suez crisis. Maybe I should have quit Colombia to deny him access here. This goes first. I should coup Colombia, take Mexico, space decal. This is the plan for the current turn. Pakistan is no longer as important. Oh, the war was gone, and I forgot about it. Well, the normal hour in Poland, but not when you're playing and sleeping since 8 hours back. I can space first as well, because I no longer gained anything that can be gained by early Columbia coup. Extra up to Angola, protecting against Voice of America, I guess. Okay, coup time. And this was actually the case of an important 6 against a non-battleground, because it is quite important for me to win this coup war. This is nice against Voice of America as well as against Panama Canal returned. Delaying going to Poland is also nice, because now Combicon gives him 1 for free. But yes, it must be given for him. No. Israel is not as important comparing to its cost and his ability to take Saudi Arabia. Access to southern region of South America looks more important. So I'm probably getting purged next turn. What can I do about it this turn? I can here to protect, and it would be nice to be somewhere in Africa. I'm getting purged, but I'm not going to give him coup. Junta is great. 8 PM treaty would be even better, but would give him a coup, and I want to deny him coupping. Coup once, coup twice, play this in the last action round, and coup the third time. Yes, I am purged. I'm ready to give Muslim Revolution to Missile Envy. Not much could be done about this. The map looks much better than it used to anyway. And after cooling Zaire, it's gonna look even better. Of course, it's always sad to use APM treaty for something like Zaire. But when it's a 3 rather than a 4, it's not the worst possible outcome. Better to roll this here than to switch rolls and roll 4 with Junta and 2 with ABM. With 4 this Zaire looks quite safe, except Brush War. But this can't really be helped too much. I'm thinking about John Paul. I'd also like to space Muslim Revolution, but I don't feel I can afford it when he may have Missile Envy. This, on the other hand, makes South African unrest almost a free play. And African domination can't be helped anyway. What am I holding? Unclear. Maybe OAS, because it doesn't work very good as AR6 and Bird Trap is my AR7. So nothing that can be done against African domination. The impact may be minimized if this succeeds, but this didn't. And wouldn't even against Chile. The same modifier. Yeah, Africa scoring, as expected. Okay, give me this. Or spend Cultural Revolution taking it back. Kitchen debates to Poland, provoking him to... Okay, just put more influence there. Doesn't look very bad. For John Paul's sake. Yeah, I know Warsaw Pact still looming somewhere. But I must say this looks quite good as for USA for this stage of the game. Of course I'd like Europe and Asia to be still in the back, but can't have it all. I should have gone to Philippines or Malaysia better rather than Poland. This was not a good move. Muslim Revolution AR6 space, risking Missile Envy, because I don't think he would like to risk Missile Envy like this. Maybe OAS AR7 makes more sense than Bear Trap. Bear Trap headline makes more sense. So that he's not prepared to be trapped. I don't need more in France, I guess. On the other hand, I do. Let's make it Suez proof. Speaking about this Muslim Revolution space, not so sure because blockade is looming. Oh, this was a lucky roll. And it came when I needed. On the other hand, it's not a big deal if I lose West Germany now. Now that Europe is scored and is dominated by me even after losing West Germany. Blech. How about betting on him having the scoring? And playing Bear Trap now. Played so heavily here, completely ignoring South America, which is generally more important region. On the other hand, playing Bear Trap now loses the region. Whereas playing OAS founded doesn't help much. Of course I could play the safest way and just put Bear Trap influence in Mexico. And this is probably the best I can do. Completely against my style, but following the requirements of the board and the gameplay, I feel. So I had to spend some time convincing myself this was a good move. Of course, no point in spacing Muslim Revolution now. I may as well play OAS. And break Brazil. On the other hand, may be wise to save OAS in case of losing access to Argentina and Chile after some combo of Che and say successful coup or brush war. And spacing Muslim Revolution gets rid of one annoying card in case I got more of them. Yeah, Muslim Revolution is self-reparable now. Well, not entirely, but to some extent. Would be entirely if I had not been purged. Oh, and this is a great hand. I got blockade, so he doesn't. I got grain sales, so I can drop Defcon, and then trigger puppets. Summit is not the card I wanted really to get. And I feel I prefer him having it in hand. Myself cooling here. Rare. Disgusting. So puppets ASAP before the most obvious spots are taken, especially Nigeria. Nigeria, Burma, Saudi Arabia, I guess. Unless there are more urgent things to do. Protecting Argentina from realignments, attacking Chile with realignment options, and protecting South America from domination. So no more arms race this turn. Let's at least stop domination and provide access. Nasty Brezhnev. Ops war makes no sense, so this is my best chance. I denied him access. I don't have good other realignment options because they are all +1 for him except Brazil, which is +3, and Uruguay +2. So Venezuela at +1 offers the best payoff if successful, and it was successful. So costly, but there were things to pay for. Grabbing his access to Chile and not giving him time to score earlier is certainly worth what I paid. I think he eventually grabs South America because he's rich in ops, but I may make it as costly as possible. Actually, I may start fighting for domination in South America to myself. He won't be lacking ops, that's for sure, but he may be lacking time. puppets time. Maybe I should have denied him another space race roll. Yeah, I certainly should have. Not important any longer. If he has the scoring, oh well. Could have scored more and didn't. But he didn't have one, so I'm glad I didn't push for it. He sees my headline, which is something I don't like. What's the missile envy downside risk? Duck and cover gone, so I guess there's none. Don't have good card to space. I also don't have good card to discard with blockade. I have good scoring. It's quite easy to boost. Voice of America can wait until it's clear. What am I doing with it? Americas and Middle East are the scorings not known. Voice of America can of course attack multiple places at once. But let's first see what I get. Not too many 4-ops left. We will bury one of them. Muslims gone, flower power gone. Marshall gone. IBM nuke test. US Japan is still somewhere. NATO is still somewhere. And the headline I expected in response to Missile Envy, and he doesn't have any more 4-ops. Which is nice. Let's pretend to have Middle East then. He pretends he has America. And he may even have it indeed. Okay. I think Alliance for Progress will wait. 3 is not enough. So, yeah, echoing Haiti. This is probably the last coup I can afford. I have to find spare time for taking stuff in Southeast Asia. And what the hell was this? Should have found this time earlier. So you have this one. Am I not a friend? Decisions. He doesn't have a 4. This doesn't help me in any way. This only helps me making things like this. Three scorings left, so I mustn't discard more cards than action rounds remaining if he plays Kennedy. And Allende is worse than blockade, although with Allende I can attempt to realign. Let's think for a while. About this stuff. How about ignoring salt negotiations as the event? Salt Red Scar, yeah, this is tempting. He may suddenly get DEFCON suicide with duck and cover. Let's play it to recover Red Scar. He has only 3 ops cards, or worse, so he's probably unable to make me much harm with cooing. Nothing I couldn't really address. And I always can use the China card in my last action round. 1 up to get Middle East domination, 2 ops to deny him Central America domination, and 1 to repair the damage he does. The damage he did wasn't too big, so... Or should I just coup? I got both Americas scorings, so he got Middle East scoring. I'm showing it to him, and well, I can use NATO to fight for these Americas with Middle East, and if it fails, Kennedy is gonna work strongly. Actually, Kennedy is gonna work strongly nonetheless. Because I can't really see myself fighting for Americas, yes, and he reads this, so he's probably gonna make much mess. Plus, if I play Kennedy, I may adjust my play for potential Scorings I redraw, and I may address his coup with Defcon at 4 with my counter coup, either in Middle East or in Africa. Even if he takes Pakistan, oh well. He's not dominating Asia anyway, in this case. And I have a play in more important regions. Middle East because he has the scoring, Africa because it's quite easily flippable, especially with nuclear subs. He's going Nigeria, I guess. Yep. And he's failing in Nigeria. Of course, he might have drawn Africa, but the fact that he knows about this card is enough to discard them. Yeah, there was a reshuffle, wasn't there? Yes. Not a bad draw. A good draw, actually. I wonder if NATO is worth triggering for the event, but I think it's not. So much about triggering NATO for the event. Of course, it was a nice play of my opponent. But he only gets 3 from this card. I only get 2 from Missile Envy to counter whatever he does. Oh well. Argentina? Weird choice. What do I know? Just don't tell me you have 5-year plan with this. I know he might. Okay, at least it's impossible to discard 2 scorings for 5-year plan. Did he even notice that I discarded the scorings? With you, I don't want to have you. I don't really need you. So let's deny him seeing my hand any longer. Summit to Haiti, yes, I know it's as weird as his choice in Argentina. But he had better targets like Nigeria, I don't. actually hold nuclear subs. DEFCON suicide is not a concern due to some coups. Yeah, he has 5-year plan. This is the only thing I really have to repair now. So just in case he didn't have a 5-year plan. My last play is probably the Voice of America, distracting both Koreas. Oh. Or not. Oh, that was quite a lucky roll. And Panama is going to be an important country sooner or later. Yes, of course, 5-year plan. So what's left? Asia, Africa, Europe. In Asia it's 4-1 in his favor. And Africa can easily become his, if not stopped. Where's the Korean War? Still somewhere. I got Europe scoring, I got Junta. Actually, Junta is now great. Or not? Or not. There's a war games trick. So I probably have to give him coup and headline Europe scoring ASAP, but first deny him whatever he wants to do. Yes, the reformer, which would cripple my European position to oh my god what an extent. I'd still have advantage because Italy and France wouldn't be taken, but I wouldn't have domination because UK would be crippled. So now when he coups, he equalizes Africa, but I have to ignore it and play Europe scoring to escape from war games. And then I may start rebuilding things. He gave me 2 influence. Sorry, 2 victory points. Still enough for him to win by war games if I don't stop it now. So, okay, I have to agree that he has things in Africa repaired. Yep, he has. So now Asia is the only scoring left. And apart from this, my situation doesn't look good. So, what's the plan for the turn? Is nuclear subs worth holding? If not, what is? Maybe liberation theology, just to avoid playing it. The Iron Lady may be worth playing for an event. So is Evil Empire. I probably can't afford triggering both. I can't really do much in South America. Nor can I in Central America. Let's get rid of you, my friend. Okay, this is a victory point. I don't have good sources of another victory points, that's my pain. That's certainly worth, but I guess the Iron Lady is not. Assuming it's not. What's worth there? Damn it. Asia is worth. The only scoring left. The board looks quite good, but not perfect for final scoring purposes. Especially South America needs some attention. I got war games. Now is duck and cover safe? I think it is. How about Chernobyl and going for Europe? I have Warsaw Pact. How much do I need there? 3 in Poland. 4 plus 5, 9 in East Germany. So this is 12. I certainly have 12. Even if he plays Aldrich Ames Remix and grabs IBM Treaty, it's 8. Yeah, I have 12, but it's maybe not enough. Yeah, let's play Chernobyl anyway. Long gunman, so... let's forbid Europe. And attempt to control it. I need 10 more without using Warsaw Pact. I feel I should delay Solidarity and delay taking Poland. And I also should take care of Milops, because Europe controlled, but it's 1 turn still, and I have to keep this control until the final scoring, or else. Excuse me for a moment. And I'm back, and what did he do? That was Cambodia and Afghanistan, so he's fighting for Asia. But War Games is out, so... So now that War Games is out, I can afford him dominating Asia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Which he's likely going to do. Okay. I'm not sure about hold card. Sure about spacing this. Salt is gone, so no downside risk of him grabbing the cards, which I'm just discarding. Coup with Korean War. Cooing is wise, because now how I learned won't work as a trap for this. Ouch. I forgot about blockade, but it was discarded in... yes. In turn 7, so I can freely play things like this. Now, what other cards? Socialist governments, Suez crisis. The goal is gone. Suez is not gone. Socialist governments are here. Oh, Suez crisis is here as well. The Reformer is here. Warsaw Pact is here. Willy Brandt is even here. And there's not gonna be a reshuffle. Oh, forget meal-ups. Just over-control whatever there is to over-control. Just one more thing. Oh. Yep. There's one thing that may mess up with my plans, and this thing is called Brush War, because I don't have NATO active. Too late to care about it. Let's take meal-ups. Okay, so brush war cripples me. Unless I throw one small step and Star Wars, being able to draw it and regain things. I got one small step actually, but I also got grain sales, which is far superior. And I got Star Wars. And if he has brush war, he has to start with it, I guess. What I didn't get is a rich hand. So I need to start making over controls in Europe. Preferably with a high ops card drawn to grain sales. I don't really need cooling. I'd like to grab the China card with Usuri. Then one small step plus Star Wars, grabbing grain sales could give me 2 last action rounds in a row. Terrorized me. U2 incident. No, I'm not returning it. I'm placing influence. Had I drawn a 4, I'd take Yugoslavia probably. Okay, I can certainly live without this one. This Pershing deployed is annoying. It will have to go for self-reparation, I guess. Unless it won't. Spain, Portugal, oh yes, he is playing for increasing brush war chances. Why not Yugoslavia in this case? Okay, let's follow my plan anyway. If he has brush war, I'll have to play the one small step Star Wars plan anyway. Oh, I know why not Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia is not my adjacency. Sorry, I'm too tired. Should have played another thing. GG, he's saying. If he has brush war now, I'm really being punished for what I did. Otherwise, if he has it, I have to play Star Wars, reclaim it, and hope for a good roll. Otherwise, I play Star Wars claiming NATO, which I should have done instead of playing Usuri River. Yes, he has it. Damn it. And damn it. And yay! I played wrongly. I played poorly. He played great, but I was the lucky one. I shouldn't write GG before the end of the game, but he wrote it first, so... Defcon is at 3, anybody noticed? And I will have 2 action rounds in a row. But damn that I forgot about brush war. Whew, what a cliffhanger it was. I'll be able to play 8 action rounds this turn, so I will have 3 moves in a row. I guess nothing can stop me from winning now. But if I had failed this roll, I would have probably lost the game, because I'm losing everywhere else except Middle East. Because I bet everything on this single Oh, of course, I'm not playing 8 action rounds because he UN intervened. North Sea oil. No blockade, but let's keep pushing. Yeah, some Suez things. I know this is probably overcombinating because now everything that could go against me is gone. Well, maybe no, Quagmire is also gone. So I must say I was more lucky than anything else in the last turn. But well, luck is also needed in a game like this. So Pershing deployed as a free play now. And I have 2 action rounds. don't really want you in Europe. Sorry, I don't really want you in Europe, but I'm gonna just break Spain, Portugal with the China card. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Probably tomorrow I'm probably advancing to the playoff stage of this edition.